Hello everyone, it's just our waifus, and today I have an anime review for y'all. So during the course of quarantine, I watched a good number of animes. One of them being Baki, and I watched season 1 and 2, and with season 3 coming out here soon, I think it's 2021, I want to quickly get out this review so I can be one of the first people to review season 3. Also, I'm supposed to be in class right now, so if I keep looking over here, it's to check and see if I'm still muted, because no one at my school knows about this YouTube channel except, well, one person, being my boyfriend. So, Baki was probably like the third anime I watched while in quarantine, and it was suggested by my boyfriend. So, of course, I was like, okay, well, I have to watch it no matter what. Also, if I sweat a little bit, I'm sorry, it is so freaking hot up here. And of course, I'm wearing a sweatshirt and pants, so that does not help at all. So, let's just get into it. Okay, so this is a Netflix original, so of course you can only watch it on Netflix. And they just announced season 3, which is coming out 2021. So basically, Baki is a fighting anime where you follow this one kid named Baki Hanma who's trying to defeat his dad, whose name is... What's his name? Yujiro Hanma? Don't get mad at me for not knowing the father's name. I'm going to be honest. Only been mentioned as the strongest man in the world and, well, fathered by Baki, so cut me some slack here. Okay, so I wrote a script, so I'm going to be looking down at it a lot because there's a lot of names and things involved with it. Okay. So in season 1, we watch as he and a few other men fight these prison inmates who escape death row and all show up in Japan. Why do they show up in Japan? You'll figure out if you watch it. These men are all very trained in martial arts and from all over the world. Each of them have a certain power about them that makes them harder to defeat than normal people. The inmates' names are Doyle, Dorian, Speck, Sikorsky, and Ryuko? Yes, his name's Ryuko now. Gasman. That's how I remember him. Poison Hand. Okay, my favorite inmate from the beginning is either Doyle or Dorian. But slowly over the season, I started to like Sikorsky. See, there's a lot of names, and as soon as you look away, you're just like, which one was that again? Yeah, I'll talk about that later, how I did not like how many names there were. I really like the concept of the death row guys and the martial artists coming in and beating each other up. Like seriously, each episode had like 1 or 2 fight scenes, and it was awesome. Each person had their own fighting styles and different power levels, making the fights more entertaining. And the second season is pretty much just Baki going through a competition that's held every... I want to say 100, but I'll put it right here if I look it up later. Hey, Future Just Star here, and yes, I was right. It's every 100 years. And to be honest, when looking back at the storyline plot itself, there isn't much about it. Seriously, it's just about a bunch of grown men fighting each other. It's just basically what I wrote here. It's just a normal anime with fighting scenes every second. Like I said, there's been multiple episodes where the only concept of it was just one guy fighting another guy. So it's hard to explain to someone how it's better than any other kind of fighting anime like Bleach or Samurai Champloo. And to be honest, it's hard to explain that it's better than those two. I mean, basically all you can say to explain this is, it's a fighting anime. There's nothing more about it. I mean, there's story and plot and characters, but it's fighting. However, in Baki, you never know what's going to happen, which saves this show a lot. Seriously, there's been a lot of times where I was on the edge of my seat, and I'm just like, okay, you're definitely going to win. He's winning, he's going to win. But then a 360 happens and the other guy wins. I'm just like, to be honest, this show was really a roller coaster. You won't get it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm showing the scene right now, but I'm sorry. Okay, now the characters. There's a lot of characters in Baki. Seriously, there's a lot. There's the in-row inmates. Then there's the martial artists, and then there's Baki, and then there's Then the Japanese, not the Japanese, they're all Japanese. Then the Chinese come in, and then there's like a huge fighting tournament with not billion people, more like 10. And it's just like, never see too much of one person, and each person has their own personality and story behind them, which makes them much better. So at least it's not like 10 of the exact same people. No, they each have different motives, different fighting styles, their views on cheating, their views on just everything is different. For example, yeah, right here. For example, you get some guys who fight fairly and didn't fight to the death or to kill. But then you'll be sawing against like one of the inmates who will use little gadgets and tools that will help them cheat. Seriously, a lot of these guys fought to the death. Like, if you got into a fight with them, you're either coming out completely like close to death or you're dead. And here's the thing, the main character is Baki, obviously. I mean, the show's named after him. But we can go through a few episodes without even seeing him. The only negative part is it's hard to keep up with what character's who. I mean, the diversity was good, don't get me wrong, like I said. Okay, there's one character that came in that I really love, Muhammad Ali Jr. I love him. And it's just like, you usually don't see the diversity in anime. Like, you had Japanese, Chinese, American, oh my gosh, you had, oh crap, what was his name? Oh no. Biscuits. Yes, okay. His real name wasn't Biscuits. It was like, it was Oliver. Also, I just looked it up. It's Biscuit Olivia, and his name was changed to Oliver in the English dub. So, yeah, my bad. But Oliver isn't copyrighted, so why is his subtitle name Biscuits? Okay, we're not going to talk about it. But to be honest, there was a few side characters that would fight only once or twice, and then they'd show up out of nowhere, and then I'd be like, who are you? Why are you here? What's going on? And then like, or someone was talking about another person. There was like 3 times when someone would talk about like a side character, and I'd be like, huh? And I have to go look it up, so that was not fun. But I mean, you can't really avoid this, I guess. Because, I mean, what makes Baki is how many people were fighting each other. And if you took away those people, you would have a lot less fights and it'd be a lot less entertaining. So I guess you're just going to have to deal with that. Now the art. I have mixed feelings about it. I loved it. So you would like get like a full-on like animated punching someone in the face, plucking out someone's eyeball, and then like out of nowhere you just get like a scene where like someone's just completely standing still. And someone will just be talking over it like this. Which isn't bad, don't get me wrong. And I mean, in Baki, there's a lot of movement, so having 1 or 2 frames of just stillness, it's not going to change how you like feel about it. I mean, it just felt a little out of place. Because you, like I said, you get a fight scene and then out of nowhere you're just still. There's a lot of scenes where they used CGI, and I'm going to be honest, I loved it. It was easy on the eyes, it went with the background, I felt like it did good with like the art style, because sometimes it just took me a second to realize, oh, this is CGI. A lot of the anime is still animated. Like, I mean, if the whole thing was CGI and like the walking and everything was CGI, I'd be like, oh, ew. But there was only a couple seconds of CGI. Even though I like this add-on, there's a lot of people who don't like it. So let me read what someone said.
The first episode really hyped me the heck up, showing all those brutal escapes by the convicts, but when they start adding more and more CGI scenes in the next episodes, it really throws me off every time. It honestly looks horrid. I agree. I get excited for a fight, but then it switches to CGI and it's quite jarring. The art style of Baki is so unique, IDK why they wouldn't want to exploit it with great fight scenes.
And then you had people who loved it.
I think it really added to some of Dorian's fights. You can get more impact out of the strikes with the 3D. The CGI is only used for a few seconds at a time, so it doesn't bother me that much. I'm just glad that 95% of the show's still animated with a great-looking 2D art style. It could be much, much worse.
Whenever you hit the link, you're then taken to YouTube, which shows you Berserk's version of CGI.
No, 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 no.
Now that, if that was put into Baki, I would say, ew, don't do it. But that's not what they did. There was still animation. The only scenes that were really CGI were like the really big fight scenes. And even then, there were a lot that weren't. Now we're going to move to how appropriate it is. Okay, let me explain. Most of the scenes were okay. A bit on the edge, but okay. For Gore, you do need to remember, this show was about a bunch of older men fighting each other, most of the time to the death. So there's going to be a bit of body gore. I have a scene where people's arms are falling off, someone's bleeding out, people breaking arms, fingers, legs, and so on. There was actually like 2 or 3 fights where I legit had to look away because it was so bad and gory and ew. Wait, I need to check in. Oh. Hey, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I just want to make sure you're. I don't want to mark you absent. So good, you're here.
Yeah, I zoned out for a second.
That's okay. Hey, just have a good day, and I did tell the students, hey, it's bring your pet to virtual school tomorrow. If you have a cat or a dog or something you want to put on the screen.
Oh, definitely, I'll be there.
I'd like to see the pets. So.
All right, sweet.
For tomorrow for.
Bring your pet.
Yeah, virtual pet to school day. Bring your pet to virtual school tomorrow. So,
Sweet. All right, thank you.
Take care.
Have a good day.
You too.
There's no telling how long he was waiting on me. That's embarrassing. Don't just show some kid under 12 this show. Now, scenes. Look at the old, we're not going to do that. This is YouTube. Okay. It never shows any, like, yeah. And no, not this. It shows this. But it doesn't show. That was so weird. I'm sorry. Okay. It mentions, like, there's, like, okay, I'm not going to say this part because I do mention it, like, down here. So I went to the parent guide website to see what they say. But you know how, like, observant they are. And they give the exact, like, timestamp, too. So, like, if you're watching this with your family, be prepared. Okay, episode 2, at the 7-minute, 42-minute mark, they zoom in on a guy unzipping his pants. What? What? Okay, let me explain why he was unzipping his pants. You never saw the old hot dog. You never saw the hot dog, but he was unzipping his pants to go pee on someone to disgrace them. That's the only reason why he was doing that, okay? Okay. Okay. Yeah. They need to explain that better. Not just like, oh, he was unzipping his pants. No. Nothing was seen. He just did it to, like, you see the pee, but it's like going on someone to disgrace them. Okay. I think that's the scene I'm thinking about. If it's not, my bad. Episode 4, at around the 12:12 mark, the big dude talks about having his way with a girl earlier that night. I really don't remember that. Like, I really don't remember that. But, like, a running theme in this, like, anime is like, oh, if you sleep with a girl, you become stronger. Like, seriously. That's like, you won't just, every single guy in this, like, every fighter, doesn't matter if you're an inmate, if you're like a martial artist, if you sleep with a girl, you're stronger. That's their logic. Part 2, episode 4, that's not a 4. Part 2, episode 14, at the 6-minute, 8-second mark, there's a 17-year-old girl which is Baki's girlfriend, who was kidnapped, tied on the floor in her lace bra and panties. I do remember that scene, and I do remember feeling a little bit awkward because you felt like, oh, something's going to happen. I mean, nothing's going to happen, but it was awkward. You felt like something was going to happen. Nothing did, but it felt like it would. Okay. There's a lot at 14. Okay, episode 2, episode 14 at the 16-minute and 34-second mark. Okay, they show a man nude from behind above his waist. His back is visible. Does that even count? Ooh, it's a back. Okay, why didn't they add this? But you did see a butt. That's all, but, I mean, you saw a butt. They're leaving out a lot of important information on this website, but you do see a butt in that scene. Nothing, it's a guy butt, and that's all. Part 2, episode 17 at the 7-minute 15-second mark. The main character's girlfriend strips down to her underwear and sneaks into his bedroom. The boy then looks up and finds his father standing there, watching them. His father tells the 17-year-old girl to bloom into the woman she was meant to be, to take it until she can't take it anymore. That was what I was about to say earlier, but then had to wait. Yeah, that was very, very awkward. Just like him being, it was, Kozue, that's the main character's girlfriend. Kozue walking in there to be with Baki. It was just awkward interaction, which I mean, I guess is realistic, but it was just like, this is awkward. But I mean, it was a realistic awkward. And then his father was there. And his father is like never there in his life. He's like hardly ever there. And then he just shows up. And then he says that. That was very awkward. Episode 20. They did the do. In that scene, we do see Kanu. Now I can't say her name. Kajue. I just said it earlier, and I said it perfectly, and now I can't say it. But you do see her. And, they sat there embracing each other, and there's tissues around them, so it's kind of implied. Okay, just know that in Japan, it's rated 15 and up. In the United States, it's rated mature. To be honest, I think 14, 15 and up is a good age range. Because, I mean, that's around the age where you're like, yeah, it happens. That was Baki on Netflix, 2018, I think is when it came out. Yeah, 2018. The one's coming out in 2021. I'll put the official thing right here just to fact check myself. And, yeah, you should definitely check out Baki. There's 13 episodes per each season. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and tell your friends about my YouTube. But yeah, please check out Baki. It's so freaking good. Okay. It's probably one of my new, like, top 10. No, I'd give it a top 5. It's probably in my top 5 right now. Alright. Have a good day. Okay, wait. I gotta do my outro. I was just like, have a good day. I was being sweet. No. I'm going to do my usual. Just Our Waifus out.